Hi everyone, I'm Lisa.
And I'm Jessica.
From the Balanced Real Estate team in Prescott, Arizona. Have you ever heard a real estate agent refer to a BINSR in a real estate transaction? As your Prescott Realtors, we've worked with tons of buyers to ensure the smooth purchase of a home. And one of the key pieces is navigating the BINSR. The BINSR is the abbreviated name realtors know as the buyer's inspection notice and seller's response. So let's get down to what this document really is. And remember, like and subscribe to our channel if you want to know more about the Prescott area.
Okay, let's talk about the BINSR. The BINSR is a 3-page document that is completed at the end of the buyer's due diligence period, which, unless otherwise negotiated, ends 10 days after the date of contract acceptance. And to explain further, if you have a contract acceptance date of the 10th, the 10-day due diligence period starts on the 11th and ends on the 20th. And this BINSR must be to the seller and their agent on that 10th day. Okay, so let's assume that you, the buyer, completed all of your desired inspections. Now what happens? Well, say during your due diligence period, the home inspector found a problem with the electrical panel and you want the seller to fix the problem. You're going to complete the first page of the BINSR with the help of your realtor, but let's talk about the 3 options that you have as a buyer. You can 1, accept the premise as is and not ask for any repairs. You can 2, reject the premise altogether and immediately cancel the contract. Or 3, you can give the seller the opportunity to correct the disapproved items or item, which in this case would be the electrical panel.
The first option is not really common in the Prescott area, as the inspections usually reveal something that should be corrected, repaired, or replaced, even if it's just something small. But we must tell you that during COVID, buyers weren't asking for anything. They were just taking the house as it was. They didn't care. The second option is not that common here either, unless the place is a disaster and it's going to be too costly to repair. But rarely will the buyer walk away from a sale altogether without giving the seller the opportunity to correct the disapproved items. The third option provides the seller with the opportunity to correct or address the disapproved items. This is the most common thing that we see.
In this case, with the help of your realtor, you will make a list of the items you would like the seller to correct. This is typically done by making reference to the inspection report or reports and the items that the inspector called out. For this video, we're going to assume that you went with option 3 and you've given the seller a list of items that you want them to correct, repair, or replace. The seller now has 3 options. Number 1, they can agree to complete all the requested repairs. Number 2, they can state that they are unable or unwilling to complete any of the repairs. Or number 3, they can respond with a list of items that they are willing to fix or repair. Option 3 is what we typically see. If the seller elects to do option 2 or 3, the buyer can still cancel the contract. No matter which side of the transaction you're on, it's very important that you approach these negotiations carefully and thoughtfully. You probably won't want to lose the house simply because the seller is refusing to make a small repair. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're asking for what's reasonable given the price of the home.
So what are our top 5 tips for helping buyers successfully navigate the BINSR process? Number 1 is don't ask for every single little thing that's on the inspection report. If your realtor is having trouble fitting all of your repair requests on the 1.5 pages of space that's provided on the BINSR, you might be asking for too much. If you request every little thing that the inspector notes, you may risk offending the seller. And if you offend the seller, they may refuse to complete any of the repairs. Also, if you ask for every little thing, it may be perceived that you're expecting a perfect home. And here's a newsflash. No house is perfect, not even brand new homes. Now, we're not saying that you shouldn't ask for repairs. You absolutely should. But if there are things you can live without or things that you're just planning to replace anyway, consider skipping those. For example, if the inspector notes that a fan is not working and you really don't like the fan and you know you're going to replace it anyway when you move in, don't bother asking for it to be fixed or corrected.
Number 2, get estimates. If possible, it's always a good idea to get estimates so you know how much it's going to cost for the items that you're asking for. Because let's face it, with the seller, it's all going to come down to money. The seller wants to know how much it's going to cost to keep the sale going and how much effect it's going to have on their bottom line. When you have all the estimates, take a look at the total. Is this a reasonable amount to ask for given the price of the home? Also, if you've got a really good deal on the home, be careful how much you ask for. Number 3, ask that the repairs be done by a professional. This is imperative. Say you're asking for roof repairs to be completed. You'll want to specify that those repairs be done by a licensed roofing contractor. You really want to ensure that any repairs are done by someone who knows what they're doing and can provide a warranty. You really don't want those roof repairs to be done by a handyman that has very little experience with roof repairs, and you certainly don't want the seller to do the repairs.
Number 4, get receipts. Ensure that you get receipts prior to closing escrow. These receipts serve a couple of purposes. First, they provide proof that the work was completed. Second, they provide proof that the work was paid for. You don't want to close escrow and find out that a contractor is trying to put a lien on your home for unpaid work. Finally, these receipts provide details about who completed the work, just in case you need to get in touch with them at a later date. So get copies of receipts and keep them in a safe place. Number 5, inspect the repairs. This is usually done during the final walkthrough, which typically occurs 1 to 3 days prior to closing escrow. Take your BINSR and your inspection report to the house and go through every single item that was supposed to be corrected or repaired. I know it's hard because you're getting so excited and you just want to measure for furniture and move in already, but stay focused. You need to know those repairs are done prior to closing, and if they're not completed, please say something immediately.
So there you have it. Are you starting to understand the ins and outs of the BINSR? Feel free to comment or ask questions. And if you're thinking about moving to the Prescott area, we can help you get to know the place we call home. Just go to our website and click on Find Your Home. If you're thinking about selling, go to our website, PrescottRealestateandLiving.com, and get your home's approximate value by clicking on Sell Your Home near the middle of the page.
We appreciate when you like and subscribe to our channel because it helps others find this information. We post videos every week to help you get familiar with everything the Prescott area has to offer. Check the description below for our contact information and to request buyer and seller guides or a relocation package. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.